Hola. Welcome to ProfoundIs'T podcast. The T stands for Tamia, in case y'all don't know, that's my name. But this is kind of like, I guess, a test run for podcast. Also, midnight conversations, kind of what's been weighing heavy on my heart and what I wanted to talk about. I'm open to constructive criticism. Yes, I take it very well. So, excuse all of this, me just looking a mess. I just wanted to do this tonight. So, basically, I guess this is the process of being broken. I've been broken. I know a lot of people who've been broken. Anything that I talk about, you don't have to take it. This is just what my experience, what I've learned, my lessons. I take it, I look it around, and I give it to whoever needs it. So, yeah, I'm not genius and Tamia is no all be all. No, never will claim to be that. But yeah, this is just my midnight conversation. So, I was at a broken point before. Mainly noticed that I was broken in my marriage. Not married anymore. Been divorced for a year now. Yay and nay to that. Who wants to be divorced, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do in order for you to progress forward. So in my broken stage, I noticed I wasn't moving. I was like in this vicious cycle that was just going and going and going. And but I was scared. And that's what happens to a lot of people is but that's what happens to a lot of people is we don't like to move forward because we have fear of, hey, what's on the other side of that wall? Like, what's over there? And I think I'm gonna stay over here. I think I'm content being broken. Even though I don't like it, I don't know what's over there, so I'm just gonna stay right here. That was me. I've never been by myself, just me. I've always been with somebody, and so I was scared. I was kind of like, what is this gonna be like? Like, who is Tamia gonna be after she separates from her husband? Who is she gonna be? I never had time to figure that out. How is Tamia gonna be like? Man, Tamia, are you gonna be being vulnerable for a moment? I suffer from mental health. I still do kind of, but it's not as bad. I suffer from mental health issues, suicidal, depression, anxiety, all that. So for me, it was just kind of like, Tamia, if you get by yourself, you're not gonna have nobody there to catch you when you fall in your suicidal states or when you get in that way or whatever. And it's just like, Tamia, you're a little weak-minded. Like, I was just kind of getting in my own head and I was saying everything that I was fearful of. But me being, I'm an Aquarius, but me being who I am and me not liking to stay in cycles, like bad cycles, I said, fuck it. Fuck it. Like, we gotta go. Like, we gotta move forward. We gotta go. So I did. I had a divorce, everything. I flourished. So in my state of healing, I realized like, dang, I'm not as weak as I thought I was. I realized that God's placed these special things inside of me to get through what I had to get through, to find my purpose so I can walk in my purpose. That means you have to break in order for you to unleash these special things that God input inside of you. You can't just stay there because then you'll never know your full potential. And you have to reach you gotta know your potential. Even if you may not reach it up there, at least you got a clear eye, like a clear view of what it may be. So I started realizing my potential and who I was. But I had to break first. And I had to make that decision to move forward instead of staying stuck. In a moment of being broken, you have to choose your reaction. Yes, I'm reading off my notebook because sometimes I forget. But you have to choose your reaction. That choice can be, hey, I'm going to stay in this darkness. I'm going to push everybody away. I don't want to be bothered. Like, I'm broken. No one wants to be with the broken girl or the broken man. No one wants to be bothering me, or I don't want to be bothered with people. You, in your moment of being broken, you got to choose your reaction. And it can either be good or bad. You have control over your choices. And you can either choose the good or you can choose the bad. But know that there are consequences with both. And it's just like, what consequence do you want to shoot for the most or whatever? So, take control. And if you can, I highly encourage you to make the choice to get out of your cycle, your toxic cycle, your vicious cycle, and flourish. So, with that being said, we do tend to, we get to choose our reaction, good or bad. It's hard to see what's on the other side because we see ourselves in it. We can never predict our life because it's our life, but we can, if somebody else, like if my friend comes to me, hey girl, da 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 da, I'm like, don't do that. Or I don't think that'll go right. Like, I can see it. I can see what's going to happen. But when it comes to us in our life, we can't see clearly or predict what's going to happen because it's our life. We're in that picture. So when it comes to choosing your reaction, good or bad, sit down and think of it. Don't make an emotional decision. You have to have a settled mind. A settled mind, and if you believe in God, include God in your decisions. Talk to Him. That's what I did my whole healing stage. I talked to God. I talk to Him still. I never just, my life was good. Like, thank you. I'll talk to you when it get bad again. No, like, even when it's good, when it's bad, any of that, like, I talk to God every time. I incorporate Him in all of my decisions that I make. So, if you believe whatever higher power you believe in, have those conversations. It does help. Like, it does help. It gives you that hope and that push and that faith. So, yeah. I heard something one day, and it says it was I got a box. Somebody gave me darkness, and we shouldn't always see darkness as bad. Darkness is not always bad. You can find the light in darkness. You may get somebody who comes into your life and their life is just gloom and full of darkness, and you may be that light for them. Touch a person, heal a person, all that. Like, you can water yourself, and once you're done watering yourself, or you have enough water for that moment, go water the next person that needs to grow. Go light up the next person's life whose darkness is just so dark, because that one person, somebody in your life, lit you up when you were dark. Like, you don't have to stay in a dark place. Somebody pushed you, or God pushed you, so that you can light somebody else up. Darkness is not all the time bad. So find the light in your darkness. Like, don't always, man, this is dark, I don't want to deal with it. Nah, find the light in your dark. You have to be positive, and you have to incorporate positivity within your life. So find the darkness in your bad. I said that wrong. Find the light in your darkness. I'm sorry, my mind. I'm an overthinker, and my mind is never just here. Even though I should work on that, but it's never just here. I'm thinking about other things too. But yes, so find the darkness. Find the light in your darkness. We are meant to make light. I just want to highlight on men. We have to stop we have to stop saying, get away from telling them to suck it up. Men have mental health issues too. So we have to stop saying, hey, suck it up. Like, you a man, suck it up. I never tell my son that. He's 4 years old. I tell him to suck it up sometimes because sometimes he just be whining. But other time, I let him feel. You have to allow men to feel. You have to allow men to break. They break just like women. But they don't handle, when they break, they don't handle it the same way as us. So women, we gotta stop expecting men to handle things like us. Sometimes they may want to be left alone. Or sometimes they may be vulnerable and need you there. So don't expect them to do this, to react the same way that you may react when they are at a broken point in their life. Be there for that king as you would want him to be there for you at your vulnerable state. Let's normalize men being vulnerable instead of saying suck it up, or no, you're not allowed to feel this way. Men are. So let them. Stop neglecting their feelings because they don't neglect yours. Some do, some ain't shit, but you know what I'm getting at. Once you break and you heal, break that covenant. Break it. Don't be so married and content to how things were, how they always been for you. Break it. That's the side. Break it. Don't be so married to how the last person was to you. So now you got to be tiptoeing on eggshells now with this person, or now you went through this in your past life. Don't be so married and content to what you're so used to. You got to move on. You got to progress forward. And that's the only way you're really going to know, is if you take that step forward. That's how you're going to know. And I'm not saying say fuck it to everything in life, but you have the choice to either say, I'm going to just try. I never know until I try. I never know. And I stay right here just pondering on, straddling the line. You go, I don't know. You're going to stay there forever. And then next thing you know, 5 years and went by and you still straddling that line. You ain't went nowhere. Start making these choices, not wholeheartedly, not emotionally or anything like that, but actually sit down and take the time to yourself to think about things like this. Dude, am I married and content to my past, and still is that making me straddle the line? So yeah, so break that covenant. You don't have to stay married or content to how things used to be. Make a new cycle for you. Make something good for you. For you. Because I will say, you will miss the opportunity that God has gave you. It don't stay there for long, and you have to jump on opportunities when they present themselves. Because you never know when they may come again. They may not come in them 5 years you've been straddling the line. They may come when you're 55 years old. They may come 20 years later, and it's just like you might get the urge to want to give up. So take the opportunity when it presents itself and stop taking so long to straddle that line. Because, again, I say, your purpose is your calling. And you never know if that opportunity is your purpose or can help you and guide you to your purpose. So, yeah. Last thing I want to point out, and this podcast kind of got way too long for me. Getting a little tired. But, you have the opportunity to write the next chapter in your book. Stop rereading your last chapters in your life. Go back and reread them to know what not to do next time and what you learn. But stop rereading them reminiscing or staying stuck, or because you don't want to write your new chapter. Stop rereading that last chapter and start writing your new chapter. your new chapters. Start writing them, because you have the chance to make a change in those new chapters. So stop rereading what you did. Stop rereading the regret, the hurt, the pain. Stop rereading it. Yes, take that, put it in your toolbox, but don't lug it on your shoulders. Don't do it. Take that pain, take that regret. I hope nobody regrets anything. But take that pain, take that hurt, take that regret. Take all of that and form it into this ball so that it can help you write your new chapters. And those new ones don't need to be filled with what ifs, buts, or obligations, but they need to be filled with actions and passion. So, if you're broken right now, don't neglect how you feel. Feel how you feel. Maybe you need to stay in that moment for a little bit. Maybe you need to stay there. But don't stay there too long. Don't get content in that broken stage too long. And know when it's time to move forward. Take that opportunity to move forward. Don't keep straddling that line. Take the opportunity when it presents itself. Don't miss God's opportunity for you. Or whatever higher power you believe in. Don't miss the opportunity for you. Open to constructive criticism. Thank you for watching ProfoundIs'T. Thank you.